Once upon a time, somewhere in the quiet countryside of England, there stood a large, weather beaten farm called Manor Farm. Its owner, Mr. Jones, was a man who had once been hardworking, but over the years he had grown lazy, cruel, and hopelessly addicted to drinking. He would spend his evenings drowning in alcohol and his mornings forgetting to feed the animals who toiled for him. The animals work endlessly, plowing fields, laying eggs, hauling stones, giving milk, and in return, all they got was just enough food to keep them alive. But change was about to begin in the most unexpected way. One night, all the animals were called into the big barn. An old wise boar named Old Major, respected by every creature on the farm, wanted to share something important. When the animals gathered, Old Major spoke in a firm yet trembling voice. Comrades, the life we live is miserable, and who makes it so? The man. He steals the fruit of our labor, we work, he takes. Imagine a world where we are free, a world without humans, a world of equality. And then he taught them a stirring anthem, Beast of England. The song filled every heart with hope, hope of freedom and hope of a better tomorrow. A few days later, old Major passed away, but the dreams he left behind began to grow like fire. Among all the animals, three pigs stepped forward as leaders: Napoleon, silent, cunning, hungry for power; Snowball, intelligent, brave, and a brilliant speaker; and Squealer, small, round, with a silver tongue that could twist any truth. They studied old Major's idea and created a new doctrine. They taught the animals the secret lesson at night. Soon the entire farm believed in the dream of freedom. Then one day, Mr. Jones became so drunk he forgot to feed the animals. Hungry and desperate, they broke open the store shed. When Jones tried to whip them back, the rebellion exploded. Cows kicked down doors, horses charged, sheep bleated loudly, and dogs barked fearlessly. Mr. Jones and his men ran for their lives. Manor Farm had fallen. The animal cheered and celebrated. Snowball painted a new name on the gate, Animal Farm. This farm would belong to the animals forever, their animal farm. To guide the new society, the pigs wrote 7 commandments on the barn wall. Among them were: no animal shall wear clothes, no animal shall sleep in a bed, no animal shall drink alcohol, no animal shall kill another animal, and all animals are equal. And the slogan, four legs good, two legs bad, the animals were full of a joy. A new life had begun, but slowly things started to change. Snowball, always filled with great ideas, proposed building a windmill. It would generate electricity, power machines, heat stalls, and reduce the workload. The animals loved the idea except Napoleon. Napoleon wanted no competitor for power. Still, Snowball inspired the animals with speeches full of passion and hope. It seemed he would become the true leader, but Napoleon had other plans. On the day of the big vote for the windmill, the animal gathered in the barn. Snowball presented a brilliant speech. The animals were almost convinced. Suddenly, Napoleon let out a sharp, frightening cry, and from outside, 9 enormous savage dogs burst into the barn. The same puppies Napoleon had secretly taken and trained. They chased Snowball across the farm and drove him out. Snowball disappeared from Animal Farm forever, and Napoleon became the unquestioned ruler. Napoleon announced, "From now on, I will make all the decisions. It will be easier for everyone that way." Squealer went around convincing the animals, "Comrades, Napoleon is doing this for your good. Do you want Mr. Jones back?" The animals trembled at the thought of Jones returning, and they obeyed. The dogs became Napoleon's bodyguard, the pigs took the farmhouse, the rules slowly began to bend. Though all this, one animal worked harder than anyone else, the strong, loyal horse Boxer. His motto, I will work harder. Napoleon is always right. Boxer pulled stones, built walls, and did the strength of 10 animals, but even he was blind to what was really happening. Despite the struggles, the animal managed to build the windmill, but a violent storm came one night and tore it down. The animals were heartbroken. Napoleon quickly declared, Snowball did it, the traitor. He sneaked back at night. There was no proof, but Squealer spread the lie so convincingly that the animals believed it, and so they began rebuilding the windmill, this time with thicker walls. Soon, Napoleon accused several animals of conspiring with Snowball. The dogs dragged them forward one by one. Animals confessed out of fear and were slaughtered on the spot. Blood stained the ground. This was the first time animal killed their own kind on Animal Farm. But the commandments on the wall now read, no animal shall kill another animal without cause. The animals felt something was wrong, but they were too frightened to speak. Slowly, new changes appeared. The pigs slept in beds, they drank alcohol, they traded with humans, they lived separate from the other animals. Whenever an animal questioned something, Squealer quickly gave an explanation so twisted that the animals end up feeling guilt for even wondering. The commandments continued changing mysteriously. The pigs had begun to look, act, and live like humans. After years of backbreaking work, Boxer collapsed from exhaustion while hauling stones. Napoleon promised he will be taken to the hospital, but when the van arrived, Benjamin the donkey read the writing on the side, Horse slaughterer. The animals screamed and ran despite to save Boxer, but Boxer was too weak to break free. He was taken away and never returned. Later, Squealer announced Boxer died in the hospital. Napoleon was at his bedside. That evening, the pigs drank a case of whiskey bought with the money from selling Boxer. The animals cried quietly. They felt something had gone terribly, terribly wrong. Years passed, many original animals died. The windmill was built again, this time not from electricity but for profit. The pigs began walking on two legs, they wore clothes, they carried the whips. One day, the animal peeked through the window of the farmhouse. Inside, Napoleon and the pigs were having a feast with human farmers, laughing, drinking, and playing cards. The animals looked from the pig to man and from man to pig and could no longer tell the difference. The final commandment had been replaced with a single line. All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. The rebellion was dead. Animal Farm had become the very thing it once fought against. Animal Farm is not just a story about animals, it is about how revolution can be betrayed, how power corrupts, how leaders manipulate the truth, and how ordinary workers suffer. How freedom can be lost slowly, quietly, without anyone realizing. It is a mirror held up to the society, a warning that the greatest enemy of freedom is not always outside. Sometimes it is the leader within.